Hey there, and welcome to yet another Dungeon Run Diaries, and this time we are going to be doing the Copperbell Mines in Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be running it as a Paladin, as the other videos have, just to show how the tanking of it goes, but hopefully if you're playing another role, you can pick up some tips or some ideas of how the fights work. These are all pretty simple since these are the Realm Reborn dungeons. I'm slowly making my way through. I had a couple people leave comments recently that said that they enjoyed the first couple of videos that I did, so here we are. We're going to do another one. So let's go ahead and queue up for Copperbell Mines, which we're already queued for. We'll join it up, and we will go ahead and knock it out. Hopefully it should be relatively quick, as the dungeon finder is generally pretty quick, but regardless of whether we get in there quick or not, doesn't matter. So I'll just cut it here. That's how I roll.
A few moments later.
All right, the dungeon has popped, so let's go ahead and start her up. Okay, so tanking this is pretty straightforward, as I said. So there are 3 bosses in Copperbell Mine. Let's be nice and say hi. All right. So we're going to be tanking this. So first things first, turn on your Iron Will. As always, leave that ish on. Be prepared to fight. I have this really sweet armor set that I really like. It makes me think like I'm a Valkyrie mixed with a European knight. It's kind of neat. I love the wings on my helmet. I feel like a bunny. All right. So we got the new folks. Got some new people, which is always a blast. So let's go ahead and run through this. Hello. All right, so grab the attention of all of the baddies here. Again, this is pretty much the same as it goes for every single dungeon in the ARR stuff. Lots of spank and tank, really. Do a lot of spin moves, use up your abilities, cause some heartache for the bad guys, you know, the usual. Pretty straightforward fights, though. Some easy pulls. You got to go up and down some elevators. It's quite interesting. Open the door with the tiny key. So yeah, those guys drop a tiny key. Someone has to pick it up. Then you get on the lift. Once everybody's on. And we left somebody behind. Sad day. So we're going back up. It happens. So make sure everybody's on the elevator before you go down. It's the easiest way to handle this. But if you are new to tanking dungeons, a lot of it just has to do with confidence. Don't panic. Use your AoE ability a lot to grab folks and keep the focus on you. Keep the hate on you. And yeah, try not to pull more than the healer can take. And unfortunately, in this group, our healer is a newbie, so I'm trying to make sure that I go easy on the new player, the sprouts as they're called. Just trying to make sure that I don't overwhelm them with too much. If you're a seasoned vet on these, of course, especially if you've got, oh boy, a seasoned healer. I pulled an extra. I'm going to spin and grab their attention. But yeah, if you end up with a seasoned healer, you can tend to pull more. It never hurts to ask, but sometimes they're not comfortable with too much. In this case, I'm trying to be gentle just because the healer right now is having trouble keeping up with me, which is okay. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It happens. We all have to start somewhere, right? But it's just a matter of taking it easier and hopefully not wiping repeatedly, which shouldn't really happen in a dungeon like this, especially if you've got some oh shit abilities, as they're called. Some reactive abilities. Panic, as it were. But yeah, any time that you feel like there's panic setting in, like don't panic. Just grab their attention. These guys don't really hit that particularly hard to begin with, so it's really not a ton to worry about. So I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. It's when you get to the higher end dungeons, the hard modes and the like, that's when you should really be worried about your performance. But we're not there yet, so we'll get there. As it stands, just get used to your basic abilities. Fast Blade, Riot Blade are great for your single target aggro generation, whereas your AoE Total Eclipse is fantastic for keeping that group aggro, keeping that group hate. So, and here we go. Another baddie. I'll grab all their attention. I'm going to use Rampart, so I have my... reduce the amount of damage that I'm taking here. Right now, we're not having any major issues. Just make sure you evade out of the gunk. So next up is our first boss is going to be Kotos or Katos the Gigas, or the Gigas. And he'll be our first boss. He's really straight-forward. Genuinely, it's mostly ads, followed by a big single dude. Not very hard. It's just it can be a little chaotic for your healers, but as long as everybody's just focusing and doing damage, you really don't have a whole lot to worry about, to be totally honest. And don't forget you use your stuns, your low blow. It does buy you reprieve from a hit or two while they're stunned. Hey, focus on me, please. Thank you. That sprite did not want to be my friend. It was just like, nah. One's dead. Oh, we got another ad. So I got their attention. That Riot Blade coming in handy. Wow. Okay. Good enough. They can finish it off while I'm running up to the next group. There's some fire sand up here. The fire sand is very important to grab, so make sure you grab all of it. Don't miss any. All right. And that's the handiness of having an AoE like that, is if somebody does pull aggro like they just did, you can usually use that moment to run in and grab some hate from the bad guys. It's called Enmity in this game, but I will always and forever call it aggro. I was originally a tank. I did a tank and a healer in World of Warcraft, pretty much for the whole beginning of the game. So Vanilla, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King, and then Cataclysm really is what did it in for me, is when I kind of quit. So I discovered Final Fantasy XIV, and then I promptly, because I was so hooked on... since I was so hooked on MMOs, I kind of took a break after I started FF14. Loved the game, but just needed a break from MMOs. And I know this is a bunch of side info. It doesn't really help, but I'm trying to fill the time with something interesting, because if I'm being completely honest, this dungeon is fairly boring. There's a whole lot of ads in this fight. So this is the first boss. This room is the first boss fight. This is the Kotos the Gigas fight. So you'll see a whole bunch of dudes coming from this way. They'll be coming from the other way. You can always grab aggro with your shield if you need it, but they go down super quick. They're very squishy. It's literally just a matter of whacking these dudes. It's whack-a-mole is all it is, really. So just keep hitting them with your shield throws. It's really your only range as a paladin, at least at this level. So I'm grabbing attention. I will do the thing. Here we go. Pay attention to me. I'm the bad guy. But yeah, I did a lot of tanking and healing. I was a hunter as well, if that matters. I've done the whole gamut: DPS, tank, heals. So I have a fair bit of familiarity with the basic rules of engagement, as it were. Healing is a monster in its own, and I don't think I'll do a full series of how to heal. But I might do a couple of videos on how to heal certain dungeons, especially the ones that I find particularly challenging and difficult. All right, so we're gonna have the flambeaus show up. Flambeaus and bombs in general tend to explode themselves if you don't kill them quick enough. These guys again go down with a freaking like a cinch. It's just there's nothing to them. All right, here we go. Let's grab all this aggro just in case. All right, I got them all. See, easy peasy. Another flambeau coming in, and then I think Kotos comes out next. Yep, there he is. You can see him up there. Come on, Kotos, you punk. So we were way ahead of him. Go, because he'll go right for your healer. Otherwise, you got to start whacking him quick. I believe he can actually be stunned. So yeah, feel free to just. He's one of the few bosses that can be stunned. Just keep laying on the hurt. He dies fast. Of course, as far as loot's concerned, I'm always going to greed. I don't ever want to need this crap just in case they decide to greed. Especially when I'm doing the dungeon run diaries. Like if I'm looking specifically for turn-ins to get some Grand Company seals, then yeah, I'll do that. But I don't really care right now. And we have 2 newbies, so I'm going to give them first dibs. And obviously none of them needed it, so I ended up with it in my inventory. So I'll turn that in for some stuff later. But yeah, it's worth keeping them. You can turn them in for Grand Company seals when you get to the Grand Company thing, and that stuff can be very handy, especially when you're leveling. So keep that in mind. Sorry, I'm talking a lot in this this run through, but I'm excited. I haven't done any gaming content in a while, and I'm just in the mood to talk to you all. That's all. So it's a dang pleasure. Thanks for hanging out. If you do like this video, please consider leaving a thumbs up. If you've made it this far, seriously, thank you very much for watching and listening. If you have any questions or anything, you can feel free to comment them. I'm happy to answer them. I'm going to try to work through the rest of these. I kind of gave up on it, but didn't realize that people actually enjoyed them. So I'm going to keep making them for now. If you did like it, please let me know. If it came in handy, if you feel more confident because of it, that'd be great to know. That's all. I just want to empower tanks to be able to do their jobs, because tanking in this game can be very fun, but people can be very hard on tanks, and some of the fights can be really, really hard on tanks. So just keep that in mind. All right, so in this room, you've got a middle, left, and right. Go to the right first, kill these guys. They'll drop a pinch of fire sand, I believe. Once you do that, once you get the fire sand all sorted out, go to the other side. There's another pinch of fire sand, and then you can get through the barricade. If nobody knows what they're doing, it's very easy to get stuck and lose track of what you're doing. So yeah, make sure that the fire sand is picked up, all the keys are picked up. That's pretty basic for these dungeons, though. So just keep that in mind. All right, so the healer is currently running a little slow, so I'm going to wait for the healer to get back, and that's not a comment on their ability or their capability, so please don't take it as such. At the moment, they just probably are working on an ult, and that's okay. They're just probably a little busy, and that happens. Nobody's dying, and that's what's important. In these dungeons especially, when people are learning. Now, if you do have the expertise in healing, which I've got a fair bit of, you can give some backstory and some background into how to handle stuff. In this case, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm not gonna be overcorrective or anything, just because they're doing a fine enough job, and it may be completely gear related with how they're healing. So, not gonna be rude or anything about it. They're doing a fine job, and there's room for improvement, but I'm not gonna get nitpicky. If I'm being honest, I'm coming back after a fair break of this game as well. It's been probably a couple months, three or 4 months. 5.5 came out before I released this, so it is what it is. We're coming up on the next boss, which is Icarus Fire. And he is a giant slime. It's this guy, Icarus Ire. I'm sorry, not Fire. But yeah, Icarus Ire, it's the guy. He's pretty straightforward. So easy fight. So I have to fight him, and then I have to grab him. He's very, very slow. What will happen is Spriggans will spawn. Kill Spriggans. Blasting caps will spawn. Grab the blasting caps aggro and bring them over to Icarus Ire. Now, what they'll do is after a while, I believe when their health hits a certain point, they will be set to explode. Do not kill them, because then you're set up, but back up, let them explode, and they will split the big guy into many smaller pieces, into 2 smaller pieces, 2 Icarus Ires. Again, do the same deal. Keep them together. Do not let them split up. Don't let your teammates split them up. Don't do any of that stuff, but just keep their aggro. You will not be able to DPS them down. Spriggans will appear. Kill the Spriggans, because they'll try to blow up the blasting caps, but also kill the blasting caps. Blasting caps are your most important. Hit them, get them to explode, run so that the Icarus Ires are still in the explosion radius. Oh, see? They're being jerks. They're being jerks. Ah, they killed it. So that will happen. So I'm going to let them know to focus on the Spriggans, because it's a relatively hard fight for healing if you have to go too many rounds past. So keep that in mind. Your healer can be overtaxed in this. Now this blasting cap is another Spriggan just spawned. And I'm telling the teammates not to kill the blasting caps. Which happens. Again, this does happen on occasion, especially when you got newbies. They have to learn the ropes. So I'm grabbing their attention. I'm grabbing the blasting cap, hit it a couple of times, and then focus on killing those damn Spriggans. I will keep the attention here. And there it goes. Blasting cap's going to explode, and kaboom. Now this is going to split into 4 Icarus Fires now. We just keep breaking it down until it gets to the next phase, which it breaks into 8. They each break into 2 little tiny ones, which are very, very easy to kill. So you're just working the boss down over time, using the blasting caps to break it down even more as time requires. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Just keep those blasting caps coming. I'm not sure if the blasting caps are on a timer or not, but I can very well tell you that here we go. Just get out of the explosive radius, and bam! There it is. Now these guys can be killed very easily with some AoEs. Just get your AoE on, and the boss is done. See? Not that hard to tank. Pick up your fire sand, loot your treasure, and you have defeated the Icarus Fire boss. Congratulations. Very easy to tank, for sure. And blow the door. Kaboom. All right, now you're in Shaft E2. This is the final stretch before the final boss. Final boss is pretty straightforward, easy too. So just be ready for it. It's pretty easy peasy. Very much a tank and spank. It's more about damage focus. I'm gonna take a second to tell my teammates the easiest way to deal with this boss. It's genuinely just focus fire the boss and nuke him. Use everything you got. Ignore his ads. But we'll get to that a little bit more here in a minute. Very, very easy fight. So this path is a little bit difficult, but just go down the middle here. And then there's going to be one more pull after this, I believe. Just finish killing these fools. They're about to kill that living fossil. Hope you're getting some value out of this run, though. I know a lot of people are going to jump around and fast forward and whatnot, but yeah, let's do these pit hipposurfs first. These guys drop a Gigas, a big guy. They spawn him, so or a Stonebreaker, I guess, because he's not a Gigas. He's a Stonebreaker. But he's a big dude, so just kick their asses. End the fight real quick. Get a kick in. Stab these fools. Yep. And that's the gist of that little pull. Yeah, I really like these maps. They have a lot of charm to them, these old dungeons. I love that they play into the story so well. It's definitely not something that you get a whole lot of in MMOs, or at least pre this. Like there was story to be had in most of the MMOs, but like not tied directly to storyline. Like you had to do it to continue. Like FF14 has done that pretty masterfully the whole time. So, all right, we're coming up on the boss. Focus on boss. Ignore ads. Nuke him as fast as possible. All right. Let them go through their cutscene. So this is Gygas the Great, or Gyges, however you want to pronounce it. I think it's Gygas. So you have Kotos the Gigas and then Gygas the Great. He's got a big helmet and a giant hammer. He looks intimidating, but he is pie. So get ready to just make this man crumble into bits. That said, let's go ahead and cheer. Yay! All right, let's do this. Simply put, he is straight up just a spanking tank. Like I said, very, very easy to handle. I'm going to move him out of the way so he's facing me. But he is literally a spanking tank. He's going to run to the boulder over here on my character's left. So you can see it right there, that question mark boulder. He'll run over there when he's at 66% health remaining, I believe. Yep, something like that, or 60%. Where he'll hammer it, and then he's got another one that he'll go after if we don't nuke him fast enough, which happens. But just ignore the ads because they're going to try to do something crazy, and it's just what they do. So, focus fire this fool. So that guy's going to come out. Just ignore the Stone Servant because he ignores everybody. He's going to go over and start hammering, and they let loose something bad, I guess. Not entirely sure what it is, but it's not great. He can't be stunned, so you can try to use your stun on him, but it does nada. So just nuke him. Just keep hitting him with everything you've got. Yeah, see, he fully resists your stun if you try to hit him with it. So just know that that's the case. Keep nuking. So on a group full of higher levels, yeah, this dude goes... It doesn't even get a chance to get the second spawn in. If we just keep nuking, though, he should be done shortly because, as you can see, they're working on getting through that rock. But it doesn't matter because he's dead. Huzzah. Okay. So take a look at the loot. We got the plundered sabatons and the plundered shortbow. I'm going to go ahead and greed on them because, again, don't really need them. And I'm going to leave a positive for our bard. Good job. Or archer in this case. Well done. Well done. And that is it. That's the Copperbell Mines from a Paladin tank's perspective. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you had fun with this and you liked it, please make sure you hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this. I'm going to be doing more per request. And I genuinely appreciate the comments, so feel free to say hi. I love it when people say hi. And I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time right here on Timcade.